Good afternoon. Welcome to the next edition of the Snowflake Sports Podcast. Sorry, I was kind of MIA for about a week, or I kind of skipped a week. I just had like a bunch going on, and I got really into this video game that I was playing, so I kind of just was lazy, which kind of really dumb because so much stuff happened in the NBA, and yeah, and like I think last time I recorded it was before Toronto won the championship. So let's get it. Canada gets its trophy and win the Larry B. Woo, baby! It finally happened. It was crazy. It was nuts. I'm not gonna talk too much about that game because it was so long ago. But it was just kind of unfortunate that Klay Thompson went down because I think if he plays that whole game, they probably win. But injuries happen, and Toronto came out victorious. And the parade was insane, it looked like. I think the total number was like 2 or 3 million people, and I think Canada has like 30 million total population, so that's like 10% of their whole country went to Toronto, which is crazy. Went to that parade, and I did that little laugh and just have fun with it. Ha 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 ha. Like that was just great. I was digging it. Yeah, but it was great. They won the ship, so they're the global champions, the world champs. So it was a good time. And then yeah, I think so. And this is one of the things that I love just about the NBA when it gets down to like July or June, is just the free agency. It's so much fun just to kind of speculate. So like Toronto wins the championship on Thursday, and then Woj drops the largest bomb and finally comes out with the AD trade. And people were thinking it was going to happen around this time because they wanted to do it before the draft. So on Saturday, it was just 2 Saturdays ago, I think. Yeah, it was. Goddamn, it's been a while. So pretty much know the deal. So the Pelicans got Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, the 2019 4th overall pick, which on draft night they traded the 4th pick to the Hawks for the 8th, 17th pick, and then plus they got rid of Solomon Hill's terrible contract. But on top of that, then they also got the 2021 first round protected pick that could roll over to 2022, which is potentially the double draft year, where they have both the high school prospects and the one and dones. Then they have an unprotected pick swap in 2023, and then they get the choice of another first round pick in either 2024 or 2025. So they get 3 players, 3 young prospects. Brandon Ingram, you don't really know if that blood clot thing is going to be an issue, but it sounds like he'll be okay. Lonzo, he's kind of had health issues, but he hasn't been fantastic, like he hasn't been like Ben Simmons-esque, but he's a really good on-ball defender, actually a really good defender in general. He's good facilitator, Jesus Christ, and like, I don't know, I think also just not being in LA might help, being in New Orleans. And, like, even, I feel like his rookie year, I wouldn't say he's, like, played better. I think he kind of improved last year. But just not being in the, like, LeBron center and just being, like, literally on a younger team, just that runs constantly is going to really help him. And then Josh Hart, pretty good role player. He's not too great, but I don't know. I think he's got potential. He's still young. I think he was a rookie this year. I forget. I think he was their pick last year. Because the year before it was Lonzo and Kuzma. Oh, 2017. Okay. Okay, so he's drafted 30th by the Jazz. Ooh, this is interesting. He played at Villanova. I thought he played at Michigan. That shows how much I know about college basketball. Let's see. Oh, but then they traded that pick. Right, yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's okay. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of talk about how the Lakers have no one on their team now. Like, this is insane. They had all these one and dones, or I guess year contracts with the meme team. So like JaVale McGee, Lance Stevenson, Rajon Rondo. I don't think KCP counts on that team. But so they're not on the books. I mean, they could sign them. They really have no space though. And so who's actively on the roster? They have six players. So they have LeBron, they have Anthony Davis, they have Mo Wagner, who somehow makes more money than Kyle Kuzma, and then Isaac Bonga and Jamario Jones, who I have no idea who either of those people are. And Jamario Jones thing is on a minimum. Kuzma and Mo are on their rookie contracts. So yeah, they have 6 players. So and then their whole cap space problem is, so Rob Pelinka didn't know how it would implicate with the salary cap issues, and he didn't know that if he delayed it till July 30th, then he wouldn't have to use that. I think, no, not Garland. Who are the 4th pick? DeAndre Hunter, right? Yeah. They have to use that like cap space that they would have had for that pick because it's, I don't know how it works, but if for some reason if it happened on July 30th, 30 days after draft night, then that wouldn't count to their cap space. But now it does. So, and then I guess they went back to David Griffin and was like, hey, you mind if you wait? And David Griffin doesn't want to do that. And then so on top of that, then it's also AD's no trade kicker. There's like $4 million or something that he might not waive, but I don't know. He might waive that because he's gonna be in LA. He's gonna be in Space Jam. Like, he might be able to make that money just from doing endorsements or something. And also, he's just I don't know. He's not like a kid, but he seems like very impressionable. So I feel like LeBron would be like, "Yo, like, get off that, waive your trade kicker. We'll get you that money, and then we'll use that money to sign like Kemba or Kyrie or something." So they'll have $23 million if the trade kicker isn't waived, but $27 million, and I think $27 million is roughly around that 30% max or 25. The one where it's less than 10 years. So like I think if you've been in the NBA for 7 years and you sign a max, that's 30% of the, or no, 25, I think. Because it's like 27, and the cap's 109. I don't know, but yeah. So like basically right now, with the trade kicker not waived, they don't have enough to sign the max, and what they're gonna need to do is not sign a player that's even close to that. They really need like 3 players, probably. So you got LeBron, you got Anthony Davis, you got Kyle Kuzma. Like they're gonna be starting for your team. So you need to fill out the other 2. So you need, and Kuzma's a power forward too. Oh geez. Okay, so you're gonna need guards. I mean, Danny Green is gonna be on the market. I heard like Patrick Beverley might be out there, but he might be a little too pricey for them. Because when you have $23 million, you can only spread that through players for like 8 or 7. And I don't know if they have mid-level exceptions. They probably will. And something came out too that J.R. Smith might actually sign a veteran minimum for the Lakers, so that's not a bad option. I don't think he's that great, and he had that whole mishap in the finals, and people are still like, okay. Anyways, just, people are saying that this team is going to win the finals. Like, first off, Rob Pelinka and this whole front office is a complete mess. Like, there was that whole story in ESPN where Rob Pelinka basically, like, no one in the Lakers organization thinks he's doing a good job. Like, it seems like he's backstabbing, like, Magic, and he just didn't come off as a good dude. And then, like, this whole thing with the cap space and, like, the Zubac trade, this whole me team signing. Like, I don't think that, like, they're going to sign JR, right, to a minimum. I really think Danny Green would fit their system. And he's, like, probably around 7 million. I'd say like he made 10 last year, but there were lots of games where he kind of disappeared. He had a great game for in the finals where he was like 6 of 8 from three or something. But there were other times where he was just literally like Fred VanVleet just took all of his minutes. But he would fit them because he can shoot. He's a catch and shoot three, and he plays really good defense. So you can slightly hide Kuzma, and then Beverly could be your point guard, and that's where you can. But like people were saying that Beverly might go for like 15 somewhere, 2, and I don't know. It's hard. Like even though Rob Pelinka, I don't think is good at his job. Doesn't seem smart. He doesn't understand the cap. For one thing, he's running the fucking Lakers. Like that's just ridiculous. But even if you're like Griffin, or you're not Griffin, but like another, because I'm just thinking like John Horst, but he just won fucking Executive of the Year, and like Masai was awesome, and trading Kawhi was totally worth it. Won the title. I was wrong about that trade initially because I loved DeRozan. I think he's a great dude, and he like carried that team to new heights. It's just Kawhi brought it to even higher, and brought the ship overseas. Anyways, not trying to talk too much about the Raptors. But really, so both these teams kind of won this though, because I mean, even though the Lakers literally have 6 legit players, like you got Anthony Davis in his prime. Pairing with LeBron James, who's not like the Heat LeBron, or even like the second stint in Cleveland that LeBron is he's definitely a worse defender. His offensively is pretty similar, could be up there. But yeah, I mean they're gonna be good. They're definitely making the playoffs. They just gotta fill out this team somehow. So we'll see what they do. And then looking just at the Pelicans, they were able to get so much. Like initially they got 3 first-round draft picks, and then a pick swap. So it's really it's 3 extra picks and then 1 like better pick, and it was genius to do that. 2021 first-round protected that could roll over 2022. Because that's the double draft year, and I don't know how it's protected. It might be like the 8 to 14 thing, where it's like if the Lakers are good, which obviously they should be, because LeBron will still be there, AD will be there, you would think. But yeah, so and then they made that 4th pick into 2 extra picks, and then got like cap space, so like someone might want to sign with Zion, like. And then, so you got Lonzo Ball and Drew Holiday as your primary guard backcourt. Like, on defense, that's going to be insane. Like, that's going to be the best defensive backcourt. I'd say easily. You'd be able to shut down anyone. And then they also, so they used that 8th, no. Was it the 8th? Yeah, they used that 8th pick to get Jackson Hayes, who is going to pair really good with Zion. Actually, yeah, let me just go straight in the draft. Okay, anyway, so, yeah, I'm all over the place today. Sorry about that. So, yeah, draft was Tuesday. See, like Toronto won the NBA Finals, AD trade. There's a ton of trades before the draft, too, and I'm not going to dive in because Boston traded back like 3 times. And so I will talk about the Minnesota one, because that one was kind of interesting. But so everyone knows that Zion's going first. Like, people are comparing him to Anthony Davis, to LeBron. Like how big those prospects were. And it was just like he was just really emotional when he heard his name, shook the hand. He was talking to Maria Taylor, and he was just crying. He was just saying that he wasn't supposed to be here, and he was just so emotional. And he just everything you hear about him is he's just such a great teammate, such a good person. He comes from a smaller town, so he's just Like he seems like he's brought up really well, and like him crying got like me pretty emotional, and then like freaking John Moran and RJ also teared up too. So that was like one of the more I've never felt like sad in a NBA draft. Like normally it's like happy, like these people have, you know, most of the time have gone from nothing. Now they're gonna get paid millions of dollars to play a game that they love and they've been working really hard to get, and it's like a whole celebration. But it was awesome. Like I just love watching that. But anyway, so going to the Pelicans, when they drafted Jackson Hayes, so that'll be a good front court going forward. Because he's like the bigger center, so that Zion can play power forward. And then I don't really know and then Brandon Ingram, if he's good, could play small forward. And he's gonna be the weak defender, but I mean, 4 out of the 5 are good defenders. I don't know if Jackson Hayes will start either. It might be Okafor if he's still on contract. That might not be a thing. Let me look that up on the great Spot Track. If you're not aware of Spot Track, it's like great for cast-based stuff, for anything, for NFL, MLB, NHL. Pelicans. I don't know if Okafor is still on their team. Oh yeah, he is. He's on a minimum. Damn. Okay. It's not even guaranteed either, so they could waive him. I don't know why you would. Okay. And then they also, and then they got the 17th pick from trading down from the 4th, and used that to get Nickel Alexander-Walker from Virginia Tech, and he'll fit really nicely coming off the bench because he's able to actually shoot a 3. Like Lonzo can't really shoot. I don't know. I always forget how good Drew is at shooting. I think he's pretty good, but Brandon Ingram isn't that great of a shooter. Like Jackson Hayes is. Actually, he might be a good shooter too. I forget with Hayes. I know he's like a rim running big that's super athletic, and very tall, and it's like fast, so it'll help them. Like this team just could be so fast. It could be like the Kings. Yeah. Anyway, so going back to the Pelicans, so they got 2 first rounders this year off that one, and then they have another 2 extra first rounders from the Lakers, and then they have a pick swap in 2023. So, and they also got 3 players. So they have such a big like war chest kind of thing. But if you're the Lakers, like you had to do this. You can't waste another year with LeBron James and like these younger people. Like he's done this in Cleveland. He's done this in kind of Miami, where they just like deplete. Like he doesn't want to play with draft picks. He wants to trade those draft picks to get, all-stars there. Like one of the best players in his prime. So, yeah, so I don't know, like, both came out pretty well. Like the Lakers are going to win a win-now mode probably in the next 2 years. It's like their window of opportunity. But then after that, it's Pelicans could be looking strong, Anyway, so going back to the draft, so the Hawks traded up to get DeAndre Hunter, which isn't too surprising. I was thinking it might have been him or Jared Culver. But I think people say that Hunter's a better defender, and Hunter kind of outplayed him in the championship not too long ago. So, I mean, they might have just liked what they saw in his like workout and maybe the interview. But then, the 3 ETs won. So Zion, Ja, RJ, and then DeAndre Hunter, and then Cleveland came up and picked Darius Garland, which was super weird because they picked Colin Sexton last year. So they have a ball-dominant small guard in Colin Sexton, and they picked another ball-dominant small guard in Darius Garland. I don't know why they did that. It seemed pretty dumb. But also, like, people aren't really big on Colin Sexton, and like there was that report that he doesn't really know what he's doing, so maybe he just doesn't have a feel for the game, and they just want to, they just move from him now. And people really liked Garland. Like, people thought he should have gone fourth, like, over Hunter or something. But I mean, when the Hawks traded up, they have Trae Young. Like, that's just dumb. And they got hurt around shooting guard, so like, yeah, draft Darius Garland to ride your bench. Then so the sixth pick, it was owned by the Suns, and they traded back to the Timberwolves. And Timberwolves gave the Suns Dario Saric, I think is the like really good, well, not really good, but the decent 3-and-D guy that was on Sixers. Where I had the number for this goddamn. Yeah, Dario Saric. Okay. So when you think the Timberwolves are trading up, they're thinking that they're gonna get a point guard for them, and Kobe White is just sitting right there, like easy pick for them, and then they pick Jarrett Culver, which I'm not like. That's not against. I thought he was the fourth best player in this draft. He can, bring the ball up. He can create his own shot. He can make the three. He plays really good defense. Like, he's very versatile. He can guard like 3 positions. Like, so I don't knock them on picking him, but it's just the fit seems kind of strange. Okay, and then when the Suns traded back to 11th, then they selected Cameron Johnson, who was ranked like in the high 20s, low 30s, and he got picked like 11th. It's crazy. It was a reach. I actually really like Cameron Johnson. I just think he went way too early. He shoots the 3 really well. He does have some health issues. I guess with both his hips, they're just not. He had to do surgery on both of them. He's like really old too, which it's kind of like a bad knock. Like, oh, he's 24, he can't improve. Like, of course he can. If he's playing in the NBA, he's getting like NBA coaching into him. Of course he can play better. And to see the reaction from Kobe White when he heard out that Cameron Johnson got 11th was awesome. It was just like very genuine, and like I just get a feeling I'm gonna love Kobe White just as a person. Him and Zion. So, but that was a terrible pick from the Sun, like a reach. You could probably, because they traded, I don't know who you pick there though. Like Brandon Clark is awesome. Like, probably should have gone there. I mean, Walker was still on the board. I'm not a huge fan of Nasir Little. He didn't play a lot. Like, I thought Portland getting Nasir was like kind of a steal, but like he kind of deserved to be dropped. Like, he was very disappointing in his year in North Carolina. Like, yes, he was efficient, but he played like 15 minutes a game. Like, I think it's like the lowest ranking. Anyway, so I forget who goes. Like, Hayes goes 8th. I forget who goes. Or Kobe goes 7th. Yeah, Kobe White goes 7th. Jackson Hayes goes 8th. Someone goes 9th. And I'm totally drawing a blank. And then Cam Reddish goes 10th for the Hawks. Which I think, like, that's probably where he should have gone. He didn't look great at Duke. And he shot pretty terribly from outside. But, like, you got Trae Young, you got Kevin Huerter, who can shoot and drill it from anywhere. And then we got DeAndre Hunter, who can shoot the 3 pretty well. So you can hide him. Plus, like, he's not going to be... Well, he might be in the spotlight now, because people really like Atlanta. He'll be in, like, the league pass spotlight. Like, no one outside. They're not going to get too many national games, probably. But, yeah, I think that was pretty much what I had. Memphis. I don't know, so let's go... 9th. That was Rui Hachimura, a guy from Japan, which I didn't know he's from Japan. But, like, what are you doing, Washington Wizards? I mean, they have no GM, so this is almost understandable. And they're a pretty bad organization because they have Ian Mahinmi contract is terrible. John Wall's contract is really bad now since he got injured. And then you sign Hachimura, who isn't even the better Gonzaga player. Like, Brandon Clark is better than him. And then it was just, for me, it was crazy that Brandon Clark dropped to like 17th or whatever when the Grizzlies got him. Because I think they traded because I don't know how they have that pick like in that 17-16 range. Or no, 17 was Walker for the Pelicans. Because we got that from the Hawks, who got that from Brooklyn. Where are you, Brandon Clark? Oh, you went 21? God damn. Okay, so OKC had that pick. Oh, and they traded that? What the? So before, I think when I was saying one of my earlier podcasts when OKC lost to Portland, I was saying that the OKC probably should have drafted Tyler Hero, but he went in the lottery. So, and Cameron Johnson was already gone. Like, the better three-point shooters were pretty much off the board by 21. Like, Brandon Clark is an amazing defender, and he can lock down anyone. And he blocks it like crazy, gets a ton of steals. Like, he's going to be great. I was trying to see what they traded, because there were a ton of day trades. Okay. Trying to find you, Memphis. No, because they had this pick. Okay. Sorry about this. I really should have done better homework on this. Okay. That's not it. Okay, I can't find it immediately, so I don't know. They got it from OKC somehow. Anyways, so that was pretty much the draft. I went through. Nothing too wild except the Wizards pick was weird. Cleveland's pick was like bad and people ridiculed it, but maybe they're like moving on from Sexton, like Philly moved on from Fultz. Except Colin Sexton was playing a lot better at the end of the year. I don't know. It was weird. But yeah, like 4 to 10 was kind of up in the air. Oh yeah, I also felt really bad for Bull because he got drafted like 44th, and they traded it to Denver. Like, Miami drafted him, but traded it to Denver. And he was the latest green room draft pick like ever, like possible. Oh, and yeah, so what's his face? So the Celtics were pretty stupid though, and because they started with the 14th, the 20th, I think the 24th or 22nd. And they also had the 24th though from Philly. Or no, they got the 24th. Oh yeah, okay. So they went in and they got the 14th, the 20th, the 22nd. 14th was from the Kings. The 20th was from the Clippers, yeah. And the 22nd was just their own pick. And so they drafted at 14th, and they got Romeo Langford, who kind of had a disappointing season, but he had like a broken thumb, so maybe he's better in the long run. But then, so they get, like, they could have got Matisse Thybulle, who's like a really good defender, like can really lock down, like can fit really good in a Brad Stevens kind of defense. They trained him to Philadelphia, who also could really use just like more talent on their team, just to add to their bench. So great move, Philly. That was awesome for them. Bad move, Boston. Okay, and then they picked Grant Williams, which is a pretty good pick, Tennessee junior. Then So when they traded with Philadelphia, they got the 24th pick, and like then the Suns came in and traded for that pick to pick Ty Jerome, which was awesome for the Suns and bad for Boston. I forget. Okay, I'm actually gonna look this one up because I know it's a day draft trade. Right, Boston. God damn it. Where's Boston to the Suns? I don't know how to follow this Wikipedia. Okay. Not doing too great. This is definitely not highlight. But so then they trade. I think the 33rd pick was the Phoenix pick. I don't know. Somehow Boston got that, and then they picked up Carson Edwards too, who could actually be really good. So they're saying, I think today, I don't know how. I think Mark Stein from New York Times was saying, because all these trades that Boston did, I think they got rid of Aaron Baines' contract. I think they got. If they don't sign Terry Rozier, they could have like $30 million cap. Because right now, okay, so they got Hayward, they got Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. And Tatum and Brown are on rookie contracts. They're kind of expensive, like 7 and 6 each. And then they got just random people. So, let's see. They got Rozier, Marcus Morris. They might just let go. Like Kyrie's gone, Al Horford's gone. Like that's pretty known at this point. So, but with all these, so yeah, so 32 in cap space. That's, and then Mark Stein reported that Boston's going for Kemba now, and like that would be a good fit. I don't know about him playing with younger players, but it's definitely an upgrade from Charlotte, and probably will be an upgrade from New York, at least for next year. I don't know about, and it might even be better long term. I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be a sight to see. And then even though, because everyone knows how big of a Raptors fan we the North, let's get it. Do gotta talk about Kawhi. I don't really know. So there is that, I don't know if it was Instagram or some video where he's got moving boxes. But he also went to the Blue Jays game a couple days back. He went to Niagara Falls, and you could say that he went to Niagara Falls because he's not getting another chance to see one of the 7 wonders of the world or whatever. But I don't know. He seemed pretty happy. He seemed like a person, almost. I don't know, in San Antonio, he seemed like he was completely shut off, and at this point, he's still shut off, but a little more open. People are saying it might be 1-1, but I don't know how that would benefit for someone who's had injury issues and also tweaked his quad in the playoffs and was legitimately limping after. So I think he signs long term. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. So Chris Haynes from Yahoo Sports reported that he's leaning more towards Toronto now, which I think, because I think that was yesterday, on Monday, and now he's leaning towards, or I guess now he's leaning towards Toronto, but everyone thought it was a sure thing he's going to LA. The crazy thing about this whole process is, people could just get weird with trades, which would be awesome. It's it's an expiring contract, whatever. If they could win a title, and then they might stay with us because we won the title. So that'll just be fun, if that actually happens. And honestly, even if he leaves, people might do that more often. But it's just the situation like that will probably never happen, where a top 5 player is so disgruntled that they won't play, and then they just have to trade him. like Anthony Davis was a little different because he knew his health was better, and that was the whole Rich Paul kind of orchestrated thing. Though I'm not a huge fan of Rich Paul. He's a freaking great agent, though. Like, people forget that he was the one that, like, him and LeBron created that one-on-one deal that gave him like an extra $50 million or something in revenue just because he kept signing new contracts, which like went up with the cap, or went up with the, because the cap kept increasing. Like, that was fucking genius. And he's got Garland, he's got Draymond, he's got AD now. Like, he's got a lot of good people. And I think what he did pretty much destroyed two teams, and it was a risk that he was willing to take, and a risk LeBron was willing to take. And it worked out eventually. You just had to like burn an entire season. So anyways, I don't think Paul is that great of a person, but he's a hell of a agent. And also, I don't know why I included this, but Kent Bazemore got traded to the Blazers with Evan Turner. And I guess then that was just a straight swap. Their salaries are pretty similar, so they don't have to like take any other expirings to kind of match for the cap. Little sad because like Evan Turner's he's great off the bench, and he's just like a bigger guard that could just bully other smaller guards. But he, like, everything I've seen from like the Blazers Edge and just other like their official Twitter is just like everyone loves Evan Turner. Like, he's such a great teammate, and he'll be missed. But it's like, I mean, he's going to Atlanta. It could be a fun team. I just feel bad for him because it's like, so Kent Bazemore, like, hey, you get to go compete with Portland. Like, they're a great team. But you also, like, Evan Turner is not, like, the Hawks will be good in, like, 2 or 3 years. And I think Evan Turner's, like, 28. So I don't know if he wants that now. Like, he's 30 now. Okay. Like, he definitely, so I just feel bad for him. Damn, he was the second pick. Yeah, that makes sense because he was killing it at Ohio State way back when. Right. Yeah, Ohio State. Cool, got that right. Anyways, that just about wraps it up. Next week I will have my first guest on too. I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna have my dad. We're gonna talk about free agency. Right before, so I think we're recording around 3. Hopefully get it out by like 4 or something, like right before free agency is. So if you're craving any news for that, get excited. Alright, well, thank you for listening and have a great night. Draft.